22 years in Toastmasters. This is bothering me, even though I placed it there. What I've actually had is 41 years trying to steal attention, as Joan pointed out to me, which is why she's taping me tonight against my better judgment. So, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, my speech today is entitled Dreams. And I have a question for us, and actually I'll answer it for us too, because we've all shared. Why are we in Toastmasters? For some of us, it's because there's something we want to improve upon, that we've identified, something that we'd like to really hone, a skill we'd like to achieve. For some of us, it's a social outlet, and I have to admit I really enjoy the social outlet. You've all become friends, and those of you who are new, I think we're on the way to becoming friends, and if you don't like me, don't tell me, I won't know. And for some of us, Chuck, who's not here, I was going to say, he's always mentioning the advantage to your pocketbook. Apparently there's somewhere some money involved. I haven't really caught on to that yet, but certainly it could happen. For some of us, it has to do with a challenge. We want to challenge ourselves personally. So why am I in Toastmasters, you might wonder? And I don't know that I've really shared it adequately, partly because it has to do with a dream of mine. And it's a dream that I haven't shared very often. Joan and my family probably doesn't even know. I keep it pretty quiet. And the reason is because it's a dream. And dreams are like that. They're things that we don't necessarily share, because if we do, they become goals. And the problem with a goal is that we have to achieve it. And a dream is just sort of happening in front of you. You can hold it, play with it a little bit, and nobody has to know about it. Well, I'm here to turn my dream into a goal. So what is my dream? I have a dream, but it's not like Martin Luther King, although that's an admirable dream. My dream has been for a very long time that I would become a published author. What does that have to do with Toastmasters? Well, frequently authors have to speak. They have to talk about their book. If they're really successful, they even get to be interviewed by Katie Couric or someone else who's sickeningly attractive like that I'd have to compete with. Often they're able to write because they speak motivationally. The two frequently go hand in hand. People who speak well write. People who write are called upon to speak. And so it occurred to me that while I always have enjoyed words, and I write prolifically at home, not that anyone ever reads it, of course, because again, as I mentioned, the dream quality, I needed to learn how to use words spontaneously to convey a message that I was interested in conveying and that conveyed some of the passion and emotion that I felt. I needed to do that not just in written form, but I needed to be able to do it verbally. And that's part of why I'm here at Toastmasters. Another reason I'm here is because, as many of you may have observed, I'm not overly organized. Rusty was a victim of me not listening to my voicemail and calling him, even though he's a Toastmaster. And I've been here long enough to know I'm supposed to call the Toastmaster. I tell him what my speech is. If you've been the Toastmaster when I've given a speech, you know that I never call, tell anybody what the topic of my speech is. I don't think I've done it once. Mary Ann tried to email, and that worked, but then I didn't show up. So, if someone's going to pay me to speak, or I'm going to be asked to be a guest to talk about a piece of writing that I've done, I might want to actually take their call, maybe answer their email, do something that maybe is organizational in that manner. I also really wanted to stretch myself, step out of my comfort zone, and actually take a practical step toward submitting some of the work that I've written for publication. Doing that, surprisingly, involves more than just putting that work in an envelope and sending it off. You have to write a query letter, you have to talk to the literary agent. There's a lot of self-presentation. In a lot of ways, it's a constant interview. Those are all things that I could hide behind and just happily write, but you know what would happen if I did that? Someday I would go ahead and die, and my daughter, Laura, who loves to poke fun at me, would find all of this writing and say, wow, this is probably about the stupidest thing Mom ever did. She wrote reams of paper, and no one ever read any of it. So you can see that I'm nervous, and it's not because I'm speaking, because I don't mind speaking, it's because I'm sharing with you something that you're probably the first people on this planet to know. I have been published once, under a pseudonym, and nobody knows that. It was a very small article, and I'm very proud of it, although, as I said, no one, not even my husband, knows that, except for all of you. And my goal is that someday you'll know that I wrote something, you'll read it, you'll like it, hate it, feel comfortable telling me, but it'll have my name on it. And that's why I'm a Toastmasters. I would challenge all of you to seek your dreams. Thank you.